The year 2020 was the most challenging but a successful year for the security forces in the Kashmir Valley. Since the abrogation of Article 370 in August 2019, there were terror threats emerging from across the border. But Indian security forces successfully executed operations to flush out the terrorists. Kashmir Valley witnessed frequent encounters during the year that resulted in the killing of the highest number of terrorists compared to previous years. A report.
On December 30, Srinagar's Loyapura witnessed an exchange of fire between the security forces and terrorists, which finally resulted in the elimination of 3 dreaded terrorists. Security forces had asked the trio to surrender, but the ultras fired indiscriminately and even lobbed grenades at the security forces, triggering an encounter. This confrontation just added to the long list of successful operations of security forces in the valley in 2020.
कल शाम को नेशनल हाईवे के बिल्कुल पास नूरा हॉस्पिटल के ऑपोजिट एचएमटी एरिया में स्पेसिफिक इनपुट मिली थी कि वहां पे कुछ टेररिस्ट ने पनाह ली है। उसके बाद आर्मी, जेकेपी और सीआरपीएफ द्वारा ज्वाइंट ऑपरेशन लॉन्च किया गया, जो पूरी रात चला और आज 11:30 बजे जब ऑपरेशन खत्म हुआ तो उसमें 3 टेररिस्ट जो हैं उनको मार गिराया गया।
According to official data, terror outfits suffered significant losses in 2020 as top commanders of Hizbul Mujahideen, Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Al-Qaeda-affiliated Ansar Ghazwatul Hind and Lashkar-e-Taiba outfits were killed in various gun battles across the Kashmir Valley. However, throughout the year, Pakistan was engaged in a hatching conspiracy to destabilize the Kashmir Valley. It even formed the Resistance Front, which came in limelight through various audio messages circulated via social media. TRF had owned most of the attacks carried against the security forces in the valley.
The Resistance Front is nothing but the old wine in new bottles formulated by the Pakistan ISI and the Pakistan Army. This has been done to try and avoid Pakistan being blacklisted by the FATF. Ever since Pakistan was placed on the grey list by the FATF, Pakistan has been trying to rename all militant organizations, whether they are in Pakistan itself or whether they are functioning in Kashmir Valley, and try to tell the world that, look, we have banned these organizations. But on the other hand, what is the actual fact is that all these organizations, once they would change their names, and they would carry on their work as charitable organizations. And the main thing to see is that they garnered such a lot of funds under the grab of the charitable organizations, which money was funneled into fueling extremism in Jammu and Kashmir.
Terrorists have changed their modus operandi and adopted guerrilla warfare, which is hit-and-run tactics, as was seen in many terror attacks carried by terrorists against forces in the valley. Terrorists targeted security personnel deployed for Naka checkpoints and road opening parties. It is also being observed by security forces that these terrorists often choose Srinagar's outskirts or highways for terror attacks on security forces. There are several reasons behind it. Security forces in Kashmir Valley have strengthened their intelligence network and improved coordination. Their concerted efforts have tilted the scales in their favor. Although Pakistan has been trying all its efforts to create instability in the valley, the vigilant security forces in India have failed its tactics.